Okay. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining the awards ceremony. It's really lovely to have you here. And before we start announcing all the winners, I would like to go through some basic info about the edition that we had. So first of all, I know that most of you know about the competition a lot, but if there's anyone who don't know about it, I'm gonna do a really short intro. So js13kGames is an online competition running since 2012. It's a yearly thing. We have it runs for a month between August 13th and September 13th. We have a whole lot of prizes, cool experts, and overall really cool bunch helping each other building games. Okay, so this year's theme was death. That was quite the challenge, but it looked like many of you, well, most of you did well implementing that. So that's quite cool. And we had the usual categories. Beside the three basic ones, desktop, mobile, and server, we also had the extra categories, WebXR, web monetization, and decentralized. There was also the unfinished one, and we got like few entries there for those who didn't finish the entry but still wanted to submit something. And the categories, the WebXR category have the Valve Index device for headset for the first place. The web monetization one is throwing cash at you. The decentralized one is also offering some coins that you can immediately exchange into dollars if you don't like the concept of crypto, but you participated anyway. We had this year's the first time we introduced js13k breakouts, which were 3 tools helping you create games for the competition. I'm really curious to see statistics of which engines were actually used and how many games used them. There's a whole lot of partners that help make the competition happen and support it, and thanks to them, we are able to print and ship t-shirts as usual. Those are Near Protocol, OP Games, Coil, Facebook Gaming, Poki, GitHub, Flux, eBay, Crazy Games, Andersen, Game7, Arcadia, and Mina. I'm not sure if we have Noel from Facebook Gaming. If you're there, Noel.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
I remember you wanted to have like 1 or 2 sentences to mention.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Just a reminder here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Andrzej?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes. So I've been playing some of the games. I'm part of the jury. Maybe you've seen some of my comments. I've seen very wonderful games during this year's event. So what I'm suggesting you guys, if you are very proud of the game you made, we do have a platform called Instant Games where you can upload your HTML5 games. So I suggest that you give it a try. It's very easy to convert the game you made for the game jam to Instant Games. So just visit Facebook page for Instant Games. We have a very clear documentation, and worst case scenario, if you are confused, you can reach out to Andrzej and he will redirect you to me. Thank you, everyone, and looking forward to see who who won this year's event.
Awesome, thank you, Noel. We also have Agnes from Poki that also wanted to say a bit.
Yes, hi everyone. Greetings from Amsterdam. I'm Agnes from Poki. We are a team of 35 people based in Amsterdam on a mission to create the ultimate online playground. First of all, thank you so much to Andrzej for having us here and also giving us this amazing opportunity to support the jam. Second of all, congratulations to all of the participants of the jam. Awesome games. We are super excited about this year's edition. I'm also happy to see all of you today, and I'm even more happier to share some exciting news. We will pick 3 games selected by our team to be released on our platform for play to help you find success on web. Together with Andrzej, we'll be sharing some more info later this week. So stay tuned if you wish to get your game out to millions of players. And keep up making awesome games, guys, and enjoy the rest of your event.
And to add to that, Poki will be throwing money at us, so this is definitely something we can consider. And as mentioned, there will be a dedicated blog post about this coming soon. I saw Paul Gadi in the audience as well. Not sure if you wanted to add something.
Yeah, thank you, Andrzej. Maybe I can just say a few words. So we're OP Games. We are part of the decentralized challenge. So I'm happy to see that there are some people who also took part in that. And what we're hoping to do is we want developers to explore these new technologies. I know, Andrzej, you also mentioned that like there is a lot of apprehension around crypto and Web3, and my hope is we get a lot more discussion about that, and we see what kind of things we can build outside of all of these very hyper financialized things that we see. So maybe it's not throwing money anytime soon, like maybe about governance, maybe about identity. So happy to support js13kGames and looking forward to seeing the great games that come out.
Awesome, thank you. I don't see anyone else from the partners. If you are there and want to add anything, please speak up. If not, then I will continue with the slides. We have a whole bunch of prizes. You probably noticed that from hardware, some devices, cash, coins, virtual licenses, ebooks, games, whatnot. This is kind of a tradition, but I think like many folks mentioned that t-shirts are kind of crucial. So good thing is we are still sending free t-shirts with swag, gadgets and stickers and whatnot to top 100 entries, the authors of the entries. So that's still covered thanks to our partners. So that's cool. This is the design for this year. And this year we also had the new voting system. I know many of you mentioned last year that the one-on-one battles were not perfect. So we changed that. And then this year, many of you said that the last year's system was so great that they want it back. So it's kind of okay. I don't know what we are doing. But ultimately, after like 1 or 2 days of like introducing this, the sentiment was very positive. So I hope it looked like it worked very well. And I hope at some point we will have this open sourced on GitHub, and we will welcome all contributors and all of those having improvements for any part of the system will be able to help make that happen. we had experts who spend their time giving feedback to the entries. This is, I think this is one of the most important things in the competition for participants, at least what I heard from you. So like having a free t-shirt and like having a expert from feedback from experts is really important. And then we have the whole list of different prizes. And I asked the experts for their picks, top picks, 1 or 2 or 3 games. We can, I hope we can spend the next few minutes mentioning those games from the experts that are in the audience. And I will start with Huabin Link, for whom it would be like in the middle of the night, like 2 or 3 a.m. I'm not exactly sure. I know, Noel, that for you it's also like midnight or something. So for Huabin, the games that he picked are Egg Time Rewind and Dead Again. So let's see if someone else will be mentioning those as well, or if it will be a pick for him alone. And so Noel, maybe you would like to start with a game or games that you liked the most?
Yeah, can you give me 2 minutes? I need to to find the name of the games.
Yeah, absolutely. So any other experts, Paul, or?
I can talk about the decentralized category, Andre, if you want. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I do know that we want to make like an announcement of the top challenges. So do you want me to mention the challenges or just the decentralized one?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we will present the results from the, let's say, overall results from the decentralized category. But then we will also have a follow-up with the specific challenges, because we had 3 challenges. So prizes are for specific challenges, and this will also be announced with a dedicated blog post. So don't worry about that. We will announce the overall ranking, and the challenges and the places will also go out hopefully this week. So Paul, if you want to mention any of the
maybe I can mention
that you liked.
2 of our favorite games. So for the decentralized category, one of our favorite ones was Hades Defense. It was a tower defense game, but also did some pretty interesting things around wallets, wherein if you put in the account of someone who logged in with Near, you can use their base and kind of fork how others did their base. So I think it was a very interesting use of that. Another one was a death tournament, wherein if someone else logged in with their Near account, and then you're able to defeat their player when it comes in, you're able to get their weapon. So I think that was pretty fun as well. And one other one was, let me actually go through my list down here. Was Deadly Affection. I think the one cool thing that Deadly Affection did was, if you logged in with one of our Arcadians, then it takes the data from the Arcadian and use that to customize the UI. I think it's an interesting base to start from. For example, you can log in with different accounts, and you can get, maybe you can create a level based out of that account. So I think user-generated content is something that's pretty cool that can be explored with these new technologies. So yeah, so those 3 games, Hades Defense, Death Tournament, and Deadly Affection, are pretty cool ones in the decentralized category. So I hope people take some time to play those.
Awesome, thank you. Noel, you are ready?
Yes, I am. How can I switch my camera? Let me see. How can I switch my camera? Oh, here it is. Okay. So one of my favorite games of this year's edition was called Dying Dreams. And when I played it, it did remind me of a game that I played last year. So I'm pretty sure it's the same developer who made that game. It's a puzzle game, only 13 puzzles in this year's edition, but I thought it was very smart, very well made. It's a little hard to explain, but you control those small characters all at the same time with the same control like the WASD, right? And they will be stuck on the walls and so on. So you can only move left and right, but the puzzles are just like crazy, insanely good, and the graphics and so on. The only missing thing I think was there was no background music, but apart from that, it was probably my pick of the year. And
Nice.
yeah. And I also selected another one called Dante, which is a 3D puzzle game as well, but I was surprised by how long this game is and how well made it is. And you can play like from the top, or you can play a FPS view. So the amount of work done in this game was just like insane. So and it's even good looking if you have poor eyes like mine. It's fine. It's a very, very fine game. So that would be my pick for this year. Thank you, Andrzej. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. Do we have any more experts that would like to mention their top entries? I saw Krister, but he was only around, just listening. So
Hi, this is Tim from the Flux team. Are you able to hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I took part in the decentralized category, doing some judging there. There was one that actually stood out to me. I think it was called World of Emojis. And
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun and had a lot of nostalgic value to it. Implementing themes from like Pokemon and some other like Dragon Warrior and some other cool games. And for under 13 kilobytes zipped, I thought a lot was put into it.
Awesome, thanks. If there are any more experts that would like to mention their top games, please speak up. If not, then I will continue. We have expert cuts. Yeah, so let's continue with presentation. So I will be announcing the winners kind of backwards from the decentralized category through web monetization, WebXR, server, mobile, and then the overall results. So the overall results will be from top 10 to top 1. And the other categories, I will just show the top 10 of that specific category. And then I will probably ask either the developers, if they are there, or experts, if they had anything to say about it, while I will try to multitask and publish the results of that category on Twitter. Let's see if this works. So let's start with the decentralized one, which, as I mentioned, the challenges we will be announcing separately. So this is kind of like general results from the decentralized category, collecting all of the challenges, or like you didn't need to participate in the challenges. So the first 3 is Cooking for Schoolie, Deadly Affection, and Hades Defense. I think those were already mentioned by some of our experts. Do we have any participants in the audience that actually participated in the decentralized category? Anyone wants to tell anything about their game submitted to the category? Yeah.
Yep, I'm Mark from number 5 in this list, and I'm totally surprised. Like it's, I mean, I did not actually do anything like decentralized. I just checked the checkbox. So I'm very glad.
Well, you had to do
like
something to actually place fifth. So
I'm really glad that me checking the checkbox was well appreciated. I'll try to check more checkboxes in the future.
Okay.
I mean, I'm humbled. Thank you very much for the appreciation. Like I'm shocked.
So while I'm trying to connect to my hosting provider, which kind of not working right now, which is kind of funny because those things never work when you want them to work. Do we have anyone else who would like to comment on any of the games? If not, then I will forcefully ask Paul about all the other games they were judging.
Yeah, sure. I can comment on the ones that I like. I like Cooking for Scully as well. It's like an overcooked cooking game with a demonic theme. And one thing I liked about that was like the theme was you're cooking meat, and when you're cooking meat, you get one of the humans in there. So I think that was amusing. World of Emojis, we're discussing it on chat. One thing that was pretty cool about that was everything was in emojis. For example, the whole map, like the mountains were mountain emojis. The creatures you fight were emojis as well. So that was pretty fun and impressive for the kind of game that it was. It was like a Pokemon clone. So being able to do that in 13 kilobytes is very impressive. Hang by a Thread is fun as well. It's a physics game, like Cut the Rope, with some integrations there. Also, if you log in with your Arcadians, then it changes the hat that you use. So it's like a fun play on virtual items and hats. Death Tournament I mentioned earlier. Exploring Egyptian tombs also. I think it's very similar to the one that won last year, which is the Tribbles game. But I find that that gameplay is very unique. I guess uniquely also applicable to finding things and then minting something out of the things that you find as items. Puzzlatory also was a fun game. It had a nice story and had some pretty interesting mechanics around platformers, like changing the gravity. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, overall, I think there were a lot of great games there on the decentralized category. As Andrzej mentioned, we are running the Arcadia and the OP Games Challenge, so we'll have a blog post announcing the winners for those. And yeah, looking forward to also playing the other games. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So we will move to the next category, which is web monetization, if I remember correctly. So let's see the top 10 results from the web monetization. So it's Hung by a Thread, Raising Fighting Spirits, and Death Rider. Do we have the authors of any of the top 10 games? Mark, checking the checkboxes.
Yeah, this I actually did integrate, so I feel validated. I mean, that's cool. I'm humbled. I'm glad. Thank you.
Do you want to mention how did you implement web monetization in your entry?
So yeah, with the monetization, it's always the trade-off of not making it pay to win, and also not gimping your like core gameplay for people who do not have call, because like most of them don't have call. So I made just 3 maps, 1 by mistake and 2 by actual like map design, and those were maps meant for the paid subscribers, for Coil subscribers. But I also mentioned how to bypass the subscription check for people who are too lazy to install the thing into their browser. I hope that people actually saw the maps, because they were pretty fun, I guess.
Awesome, thank you. Anyone else who would like to comment on their entry or on from the expert point of view while I publish the results on Twitter right now? Okay. If I terribly screw something on the website or Twitter, please let me know. Multitasking is not entirely my thing. Awesome. I mean, about the web monetization category. So yeah, thanks to Koi, we will be throwing cash at the participants. We had $1,300 to be sent to the top entries. So that those will be the prizes on top of some Coil swag and other benefits. And if anyone would like to have the Coil membership, we still have coupon codes for that. So if you'd like to play the games and while playing wire funds to participants, it's still possible. And I think we can move to the third category, which is WebXR, in which we had the hardware device to be won. So the first place will be getting pretty cool VR headset. And the results are... source code, are you there? If not, then I hope you will watch this afterwards, because you did a really good job with DevKeeper. And we also had some really cool games submitted to that category. Do we have any participants from the WebXR category or experts? I think I saw one expert, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Mark, can you speak up? Can you tell us about judging the entries, or maybe something about the top entries?
Yeah, it was pretty fun to play. From third place, the experience, how to get in the afterlife, and the music combined with your movement, it was actually pretty cool. I got goosebumps. So it was a really nice experience. Second place, just insane. So much pixels, but it was not, it was crazy. It was so much fun to shooting around, and everything was exploding, and even the small pixels, which were the small fragments of the enemies, you actually could shoot them again, and they moved around. That was insane. So I liked that a lot. And of course, first place from South Code, the Death Keeper, you got a baseball bat, and you could smash some skeletons. That was fun. And you could actually, the other hand had a possibility to use it as well with a light, and it was scary. For me, it was scary. And I liked it a lot. Yeah, it was very well integrated in WebXR. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
you very much for the participants. Yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Awesome. I think we can move to the mobile category. So let's see the top 10 entries from the mobile category. No, sorry, server. Server first. So we had the server category entries, and yeah, we have the game that won, 13. You can see the influence of the Vampire Survivors game. So that was really nice to see. Like this was one of the few games that when I should just check if the game works, because I'm frantically accepting everything to finish before the deadline and to not keep 100 games in the queue. This was one of the few games that I actually started playing and totally forgot that I have other things to do. So I really like this feeling that I'm totally forgetting about everything and really enjoying the game. So 13 is definitely that kind of game. So I totally recommend trying it out. Any participants or experts that got the games from the list? I don't see anyone. Okay. Give me a few seconds. I will publish the results on Twitter and on the website. So let's see the server category. So while we are waiting for me to finish, I will just remind you that the server category is really unique. And thanks to Tritsi, it's actually like entirely community driven. A few years ago, I wanted to kill the category, and the response from the community was that no, we just have to have that category, and it's not going anywhere. So there are rules how to submit to the server category server results, and we are back. So let's see the mobile results next. Ta-da! It's nice to see checking the checkbox, Mark Vasilkov. Do you want to say anything about mobile support? Did you implemented it, or it just happened?
Yeah, well, that's easy. I mean, we're writing web-based games, so it's natural that it works on mobile. But yeah, I did test it for the change, and I didn't have an iPhone handy, but they made a pretty decent emulator, so I guess it worked on both Android and iPhone. It would be interesting to hear the judges, whoever checked the mobile category. Like, did you test on the mobile, or can just about anyone just claim they're running on mobile and then not work on mobile? Like, always interested me.
Any experts who would like to say if they tested their games on mobile devices and what devices they might have used?
But I mean, I must say the Dante game, the 3D like devil simulator, is well-deserved winner. I mean, it's totally awesome that it runs like at all, and the fact that it runs on mobile is like mind-blowing.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised as well. That I was expecting that this will be like let's say desktop game that happens to maybe kind of work on mobile, but since it ended up on the first place, I wanted to really test it on mobile on various devices, and it really played very well on various mobile devices. So I'm kind of impressed, because it didn't look like the game that would shine on mobile, but it did. So I think it's kind of really well deserved. And the other games from top, it was really nice to test them as well on different mobile devices and see how folks implement mobile controls. And since building for mobile web is kind of important from the in the business point of view, since a lot of traffic is coming from mobile, being able to build for that is kind of important. Okay, so I think we are finally moving to the overall results. Give me a second. Okay. So with the overall results, what we are gonna do. So I know that many of you were mentioning that you're sitting through the top 10 list and thinking, okay, if I end up at the 10th place, is it cool or not? If I'm not ending in the between top 5 and top 10, will I be in the first spot or like 57th? So to save you from that, I wanted to try a bit of a spoiler. So I want to list the top 10 authors that ended up in the, so their games ended up in top 10 results. I hope that's okay for you. So if your name is there, you can count on being in the top 10 overall results of 2022. If you're not there, then you don't need to stress about the next 10 slides. So let's see the names. Those are Ariel, WEXLER, Dan Prince, Elias Ku, JANI, NYKÄNEN. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your names wrong. Mark VASILKOV, Rob Louie, Ryan Tyler, Salvatore Previti, SANOJIAN and REPSEJ, and VERYBOMB. And we will go through from top 10 to top 1. So let's start with 10th place overall results in js13kGames 2022. And the 10th place is Dead Again. I think it was mentioned by Huabin. Do we have any experts that had this game given feedback, or do we have any participants that played this game and gave any feedback? Do you want to say anything about this game?
I'm the author. That's
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, just thanks to my partner and co-worker Jesper, who made it with me, and also to Frank Force, who made Little JS Engine, which we used. So
oh, nice.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Okay, I think we can move to the next spot. So 9th place is Infernal Throne. I think this game was also mentioned by one of the experts. Do we have the author or anyone who played it who would like to say something about it?
I'm not the author, but I played it, and I just really enjoyed the smoothness of the animations. I think that was like super highlight for me.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. So let's move to the 8th place, which is Soul Surf by VERYBOMB. Congrats. Do we have the author or anyone who would like to comment on this?
Well, I'm obviously not the author. This is like my top 1 pick of this year, I guess. Soul Surf. It's amazing how the death concept is implemented. The graphics, like post-production effects, are just phenomenal. I guess if I were to buy this game on Steam, I wouldn't be disappointed. Like for like a real title, like for money. So seeing this level of like quality in the competition was mind-blowing. I was absolutely certain it will be the first place on desktop. So like you have my congratulations, like whoever did this is absolutely amazing. I will be stealing the entirety of the code.
Yeah, so one thing to mention, if not everyone knows that, just give me a second. One important thing, if you don't know about the competition, is that all the sources from all the games submitted to the competition over all of the years, all of that is on GitHub in a readable form. So you can play the games on the website from any year of the competition, and you can also view sources of literally any game, like almost 2,000 games submitted in the span of 10 years. And if you're curious how someone implemented something in the game, the sources are there. They are linked from the entries page. Plus, developers tend to write postmortems, which are really cool ways of telling what went good, what went bad, what could have been improved, if there are any plans for the game post-competition. So those are also really cool to read about the process of building the game. So if you submitted a game and you haven't published the making of / postmortem yet, please do so, because those are really useful articles to read through beside the source code itself. Okay, so let's move to the seventh place, which is 13. Anyone who would like to comment on that? I already said that I really enjoyed like running around and killing everything, which don't sound well if I said that out loud, but it was a really enjoyable game. Nobody wants to say anything about this bloodbath? Okay, we can move to the next place. So the sixth one is CHARON Jr. That was the other game when I was literally spending 30 minutes not accepting any other entries, just playing. So that was really cool. Like those taxi something, totally forgot the name of that old game, but like 100% this vibe, and it was like I totally knew the concept is like simple in terms of like game mechanic, but it was so enjoyable to play the game that whenever I noticed that I should be doing something else, after half an hour I was getting back to the game to maybe have a higher score. So I really enjoyed that game. Anyone else played it or made it?
Yeah, this is Rob. Thank you again. Yeah, it's awesome to be in the top 10. It was a ton of work, but it was fun to make. And I'm a huge fan of Crazy Taxi and just like arcade racers in general. So I wanted to try to make one in 13 kilobytes, which was maybe a bit ambitious, but it did mostly turn out. So yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Anyone else want to add something?
Yeah, I thanks Rob for making this game, because I also played it for a long time, and it does. You can tell like that you were inspired by Crazy Taxi and that kind of games, because it definitely feels like that, and I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, let's move to the fifth place, and the fifth is the Neatness by the checker of checkboxes.
Let's go! Yay! Like, first of all, thanks a lot. Like, thank you, and thanks to everyone who participated. And I'm humbled, and it's really cool to be in the top 10. I'm proud of my achievement this year. So yeah, if you liked the concept at all, go check out the game which inspired it all. It's called The Looker, and it's free on Steam. It's a parody puzzle game. It's a parody, like sort of about how the Witness by Jonathan Blow was bad. Like, there are people holding this opinion unironically, which I'm puzzled by that. But they made a game. One of those made a game, and it's funny as hell, and it's a great puzzle game despite being like a parody. So I was greatly inspired by that, and yeah, this is my take on it. What else can I say? Like, go check out the open source library I use in my stuff. It's called Natlib, after my wife, and it has like 2.5 algorithms that can help you make games. I mean, or maybe they won't help you. I mean, it's open source, so everyone's mileage may vary. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. So let's move to the 4th place, which is Soul Jumper, already mentioned. Anyone wants to say anything about the game? Because what I liked about it is like this little character that immediately reminded me of the Super Meat Boy. Not sure if that was on purpose reference or not, but that was really cool. Any other opinions about the game?
I played that one. I really liked, I took maybe like 2 minutes to understand what was going on with the spirit. I didn't realize that actually this following, like, when you die, you can use your dead body as a platform. And once you get that, and you actually can call your soul back to your body and stop in the middle to use, like, move the platform around. I don't know. It's just like the gameplay mechanic, the mechanic itself is just like amazing. And yes, it's at the beginning I thought it was a ripoff of Super Meat Boy, but it's way more than that. So yeah, excellent entry in my opinion.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games that it's not like the first idea you can have when you hear the death theme. But it fits perfectly well, and it's really well executed. So it was really nice playing this game. So let's move to the 3rd place, which is Norman the Necromancer. Anyone would like to comment on that game?
Yeah, I feel like I'm keep talking, but this was another one that I spent ages playing, and it felt like a how do you say, like almost like a tower defense in a way, but you only have one tower to look after. But the fact that you have to angle your shots right as well, and then know when to bring back the dead and all of that, I think it was mechanically really, really interesting.
Cool. I'm gonna move to the 2nd place in a second, but my CyberDuck crashed because reasons. Anyway, so let's move to the 2nd place. So we actually have, like, if you paid attention, we have 2 authors, out of which, if we learn the 2nd one, then we will kind of know who won. Let's pretend that's not happening before I show the number 1. So the 2nd place is Dying Dreams, which Noel mentioned. Would you like to expand on that?
Oh yeah, I said it's probably the same person who made my favorite, like one of my favorite games last year. Puzzle game. You can think something like Lemmings, kind of. I don't know. It's just super cute. The controls are perfect, and it looks easy when you do the like 6, 7 first levels, and then the 2 or 3 last ones are very. Yeah, you need to use more neurons that I actually have in my brain. So that's really, really cool. I managed to finish it, which was very pleasant. I just mentioned, or I already mentioned, if there was a background music, that would be a total gem. Like, it's already a gem in my opinion, but it just like the music. Other than that, like really, yeah, I no wonder why. I don't, no wonder why he's second place. I don't know what number 1 though, so looking forward for that one.
Anyone else would like to comment on Dying Dreams? Or we can move to the first place, which is Dante.
Thank you.
Yeah. Would like to say anything about your experience building this game?
Yeah, I need to thank some people. First of all, thank you, because this competition I really enjoy, I really love it. So thank you for everybody participating. And thank you to Ryan Malm that made the music, and he surprised me with this. I gave him my idea to use Beethoven, but this specific song, and yeah, he came out with this masterpiece, I think. So nice work. And also Maxime, because I was not going to join the competition, and the first 3 days I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it this year. I don't feel like doing it. It's a lot of work. I was chatting with Maxime, and he was keeping saying, oh no, let's do this. We pushed each other, and so yeah, thank you very much. I'm yeah, surprised and happy. Thank you.
Thanks so much for participating. It was really cool entry, and it was nice to explore so many cool things about it over the time. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really complete, and the fact that the controls on mobile also worked very well and very smooth, and the game itself worked very smooth. Was very impressive, and I think it's well deserved that the game won the first place. So congratulations once again. Anyone else would like to comment on that particular game? Did you enjoy playing it?
Not really a comment, Andrzej, but Lida, I spoiled everything at the beginning when you asked me my opinion, because I put that one and the second one as my topic. So I'm quite happy.
Absolutely
this
not.
game. This game is just amazing. Congrats, to Salvatore. I love that one. Yeah, well deserved.
Awesome. So we have the full top 10 list. And I'm always impressed by the quality of the games submitted to the competition. So we had 167 entries, and those, like, I don't know, like 90-something% of the games, they would be totally ending up in top 10 2012 easily, because the way the games evolved, how developers are able to build such amazing entries is mind-blowing. So it's really impressive, and I'm really humbled to organize this and see you all building really cool games specifically for this competition. So that's something I really enjoy seeing, and what keeps me motivated to continue and saying that, yeah, we will see each other next year, hopefully into infinity. So yeah, I mean, it's really awesome to be able to play all the games that that are submitted every year. We will be wrapping. If you have any final thoughts you would like to share, now is the time about anything.
Well, maybe I can talk for everyone, thanking you, Andrzej, like for organizing every single year, for being an awesome host. And, you know, I fell in love with js13k like 3-4 years ago, never missed an edition, looking forward for next year.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Yes, yeah, I would like to say, like, it's totally like thank you, Andrzej. I really appreciate the compo. I don't usually participate in stuff like that, like no hackathons for me, too much work in my daily life and stuff. But this one, this has a special place in my heart. Like I literally take a break from my work once a year, sit down, think of something. It's absolutely on another level, and thank you for that. I very much appreciate your you making this possible. Like it's super cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Also, a few words from Polki, if I may. Andrzej, thank you so much. I think a lot of people already appreciated you as a host. We want to say that it's amazing working with you and supporting you guys. Andrzej, you always reply so fast. It's a pleasure to speak to you and send you emails. So thank you, and yeah, we look forward to the next edition. Well done.
Awesome, thank you so much. There's literally one thing left that I would like to do is stop the slides and make a selfie. So anyone that can turn on the camera while we still are recording, please do that. I will stop the slides. Give me a second. Of course, I need to find that. Okay, and yeah, if you can turn on the video, the video feed. I will wait a few more seconds and then I will make a nice screenshot. I see many of you showing the competition t-shirts, which is really cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I will go like this and screenshot. We are making the screenshots. Awesome. Okay.